Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 25 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, these are mods from Tuesday the 26th of August. Apologies for the noise in the background. Building work continues at my neighbour's house. We had two updates as well. The Lizard Silver 6500 by AgriDesignModding and the Seeds add-on by ModPassion. In front of me we have got the Wooden Open Barn by Patty. This is 3.7 megabytes download, 10 slots, 15,000 to buy with customization option of, I think it was just colour. We can double check it. Just there. Was it just colour? I'm pretty sure it was. Yep. As you can see, all the side bits there that are grey on this one are red. So colour options on there. We have got a hayloft of sorts. You can lift stuff up into there. We can use the ladder to go up. We have got a light switch just inside here with a little bit of decoration. Nice and open, plenty of space, not too expensive. Lovely job. Next we've got this. This is the shed with office. This is by Patty and ikas, 7.08 megabytes download, 19 slots, 80,000 to buy. Customization option on this. This is next door. Now, this is an interesting one, and what I'll do is I'll change the colour first. It will make more sense why. If we go to here, let's just pick orange for example. Then we go back up to roof and trim. So this is our options. So we've got roof and trim, sides, roof, sides and bottom trim, all. So depending on what colour you've used will depend on what will change when you change those options. If you just leave it as white, nothing will seem to change. So it depends on what colour options you go for on that. We do have a side office, hence with the side office just here. Again, nice and made and detailed. Did we have a light switch by the door? We did. There we go. Lights on here. We've got a doorway that takes you through into the main garage area. Or we can use this side door here and come in. Light switch again just here. Two-door garage. And yeah, I mean, just some of these ones you get from ikas and Patty and ikas have options for changing the roof colour once you're inside, for putting up signs and flags and stuff like that. This one's fairly standard, nothing too crazy. Not the other thing's crazy, but you know what I mean. There you go, that's the shed with office. Next, got the modern sheep barn. 1.29 megabytes download, 9 slots. This is a curiosity. 105,000 to buy. It's by Superfly 1842. This does have customization option, and it does have the option for customizing the size of the animal pen. So once you place it, it will then say, as long as you're on an area that will allow you to, do you want to extend the field, the paddock, pasture, and you can. I decided not to, because obviously I wanted to do it here, but it does have the option to do that. Now this does say, and I'll show you in here, not in here, in here. We go across to our sheeps. Down there it says capacity 250. So I placed it standard. That's how it comes standard. But when you do go to place it, and I'll show you, will it show me on here? Will it do it on here? If I go to, just give me an option. There you go. Do you want to customise the fence for the modern sheep barn? I'll say no. Do you want to put the meadow in? Yes, and you can put the meadow in, and there you go. Boom. That's standard. Haven't done any changes to that. It says 250. Feed goes in here. Nice and straightforward. Animal dialogue box is here, and it says 155, not 250 in its standard configuration. So, don't know what's happened there. Bit of a curiosity. Wool pallets will spawn here. Actually, I haven't double checked this. I was going to put some sheep in, so I was curious to see whether they would go through the door. But I guess it would just make sense to have the door open for them anyway. Generally speaking, things like this don't appear as barriers. Animals will go backwards and forwards between regardless. They're normally just decorative. I don't think I've come across an animal pasture or pen yet where when you close the door, if you come to the winter months, you want to keep your animals inside. Generally, they don't keep animals inside. That being said, this will be the one that doesn't run it. This door does open as well, as you can see. There you go. Modern sheep barn. Lovely. Oh, I missed the light switch. There is a light switch over there as well. Next, we've got the cow barn just here. 9.98 megabytes download, 19 slots, 70,000 to buy. This is by Weksi. This will hold 30 animals under build mode, under our cows. This one doesn't have a customizable pen or anything. No colour options, no customization options. It comes just like that. Oh, I didn't show the option on that for placing. There was an option for solar panel. Anyway, so yeah, so we've got a side shed on the side here, which is on the side because it's a side shed. Anyway, light switch just there. Come around to the front, dialog box, milk point. If we open the door here, this will do, as we said, 30 animals. These two open and close, like that. Feed, bedding, etc. Light switch at that end does the exterior light. Light switch at this end does the interior light, like so. And then we get our slurry point just here. Now this does have this to the side here, and I'm making an assumption to say this will put manure in, because if we go across to, why is that not changing? Cow barn, there we go. Normally if there's no manure heap, it will say no manure heap detected. It's saying manure there, so as far as I can tell, when you're doing your animals here, you will get manure pile up here without the need for a secondary or extension manure heap. There we go. That's the cow barn. Next we've got this, also by Weksi. This is the accessory stand, 0.42 megabytes download, 3 slots, 100 to purchase. You'll find this under, I think it was under others, if I recall correctly. And it's I mean, it's basically just a stand that you can place wherever you want. Low colour options, customization options, everything like that, and it allows you to place things in it. It might be you've got brooms or shovels, or I don't know, whether you've got individual seed bags or anything, whatever you want to put in it. If you don't want to put anything in it, that's fine. You don't have to do that either. But it is a placeable object for your farm, and it is an accessory stand. There you go. Next I have got here representative of. I'm going to put a thumbnail, or not thumbnail, an image up on the screen in just a moment. This is the Swedish construction sign pack by FIPA M123, 5.13 megabytes download. There are 28 slots each, which I thought was up there a little bit. Now from FIPA M123 we have already had on console the Swedish road sign pack. And I think it might have been PC and Mac only, was a Swedish warding sign sort of prefab pack. This has got a lot in it, so I'm not going to, I'll show you where to find them, but we're not going to go through every single one. I'll put the image up now. This is pretty much all the stuff you can get in here. There you go, pretty cool. If we come into here and we come down to miscellaneous, if I recall correctly, I'll show you a couple. For example, concrete block, small or large. We've got, this one's got a couple of different options on it. And as you go through, they're all here. Like I said, 28 slots is up there for each individual sign, to be fair. It does say it's little by hand, big bag, lifting hook, pallet forks, whatever you want. I'll just show you that in just a second. There's a lot in here with various different options. So if Swedish construction signs are your thing, you're going to probably find something in here that's going to be very useful. It's one of those things that if you're not Swedish, some of them it has got English translations on, but it's only going to be relevant to a certain selection of people, or unless you're on a Swedish map or that kind of thing. But anyway, that being said, as I said, you can all different various options to do this. They are liftable, as you can see, so for moving them around, fine. When you purchase them, they will purchase at the vehicle shop or the main shop menu, then you load them up, take them wherever you want to go from there. These aren't ones you can, like an object where you can place it where you want them at. You will have to take it to wherever you want to go to. But it does mean if you are doing construction work, you can move them around on your vehicles, etc. The Swedish construction sign pack. Next, we've got this. This is the Albutt Stone Bucket, which is a curious one, by AgriDesignModding. 0.21 megabytes download, 1 slot, 1,000 litre. And it's one of those things, again, you can kind of overlook it and go, oh, okay, fair enough, it's a stone bucket. And I thought, well, yeah, but sometimes the stone buckets are very specific and you switch them on if you're collecting stones. The curious thing is that's the standard universal bucket. If we come down, this says universal bucket. Although it does say Albutt Stone Bucket, on the bottom, as you can see, everything scrolling past, it still will take everything. So, which is curious. So I thought, okay, fair enough. Well, it's just another bucket then. When you click on here, you've got working with 3 metre, 4 metre, 5 metre, or 6 metre, which is a little bit different. Which does give you the ability, although it still is only 1,000 litres. So if you've got it at 6 metres, it's going to fill up very quickly anyway. But yeah, that's the functionality of it. If I lower this down now, you'll see that our pickup is much wider than the actual width of the bucket, so you can set that for different widths. I mean, that in essence is what it does. It's not just stones for any particular reason. It says there all but universal bucket on the bottom, but it is labelled as the stone bucket. There you go. By Aki Vastal. Next, we've got these. So this is the Meadow Rollers B481 by Modell de Robbie 66, and it says InGame by LPG KARL MARX. 9.35 megabytes down low. We've got rollers, which are at the front there, and then we've got grassland care, which is just here. I've just realised I've forgotten to do something, which I'll do in just a moment. So the rollers should act as rollers. The grassland care, what normally happens is with grassland care rollers, don't use them if the grass is fully grown, because it'll destroy your grass back to base level. Usually what you normally do is, once you've cut your grass, the grassland care rollers, when you roll over the ground, will give you a fertilised state without the need for fertiliser. It doesn't cost you anything to do it. So what I'll need to do is just mow that in a second. The rollers should work as rollers. You will find these in those locations, and they're exactly the same. So the first one there, which has got the side wings on it, which allows you to attach other ones. So you could attach one of these, and then one out that side and one out that side, and then more and more, or you can just run them in a triangle of 3. It's entirely up to you. Options on all of them are exactly the same. Pick a colour, and that will do all your framework and the actual centre of the drum. The rest of it, the outside stays rusty regardless what you do. They require 20 horsepower each. The first one is 7 slots, the second one is 5 slots. They're all 2 metres wide. That's the rollers. And if we come down to, where are we? Where's our grassland care? If I can past it, this I have. Just there. There you go. So under grassland care as well. I'll show you the rollers first, and then what I'll do, I'll cut a bit of grass and we'll test to make sure it works as it should do. So what you can do here, if I detach that, go forward a bit and detach. No, go away. There we go. Got to make sure I detach the right one. There we go. So that's the centre one, and then that's these ones to attach. Back up, away we go. These require being turned on. The good thing about these, often rollers are quite slow over the ground. When you're going out to wherever you're going, these are fine. They won't cause any damage or anything until you turn them on. As you can see, they're not doing anything at the moment. So we go to press triangle, go to my first one, unfold, second one, unfold, third one, unfold. Then what should happen is, as we roll, they will do the rolly thing. Nice animations. Nice sound effects, but make sure when you get to the edge of your field and you're done to or fold them back up again, otherwise you will, as I say you will, let's see what happens. Usually, it's not doing on the grass, just be careful, because if you go across a field or something, it can damage your crops and that kind of stuff. So generally speaking, you just have to turn those back off again. Bear with me a second, I'm just going to get a mower, mow one quick section, and then we'll test out the grassland rollers. They should work as advertised. So to my right we have some grass which has been mown, and then what should happen is, if we go onto here and then turn them on, as we drive across here, they should give us a fertilised state on the grass that's been cut back, and obviously the fertiliser has now been used. So if we unfold the first one, unfold the second one, unfold the third one, then drive forward, is that giving us anything at all? Oh yeah, there you go. You can see from this angle. From the other angle you can tell. You see the darker patch? So as we're going over, we are getting a fertilising state. Now this probably, and I'll show you what I mean, if you drive over grass, there you go, that hasn't been cut yet, it will take it back, not completely back to fully mown, but it will, you'll lose a growth stage or some growth stages. So whilst yes, you will still get the fertilising state on here, yeah, you've just got to be careful when you're doing that to make sure you switch them on or off. That's on grass that has been planted. As you can see, it's not really having much effect on the grass that's been placed. Anyway, that being said, that's the rollers, the Meadow Rollers B481. Next, actually, should we jump over to there? Yeah, you know what I'm going to do? This is out of sync of what I was going to do, but that's absolutely fine. So next we have got this. This is the Lizard UR2. This is by Czechoslovak 1989's Farming. This is 10 slots, 10 meters wide, 26.53. Hang on, sorry. 26.58 wasn't either of those. 26.58 megabytes to download. It is a muck spreader, and you'll find it in that location. We go to our manure spreaders just there. £5 for the base unit, only 60 horsepower required. So you've got menu. What's wrong with me? Manure spreader or manure spreader with superstructure. So 5,000 litre or 7,000 litre. Left cover, yes or no. Right cover, yes or no. I've left the left cover off just to see all the stuff working. Main colour and rim colour we can change. So if we change the main colour, for example, like that, nothing happened. So is that just if you've got for superstructure? Okay, but that's not changing. That's weird. Rim colour, will that change? Yes. What is it on main colour that should be changing? Okay, that didn't change. Peculiar. Anyway. Nice and made and detailed. It should do the flicking of the stuff. I'm just curious to see what that all looks like when we turn that on. So, there we go. So with the covers off. Oh, it's a brilliant sound. I love that. That's fantastic animation. And that's the thing, is it? So I thought I'd try it, because if you just leave the covers on, you'll never ever see that doing what it's doing. And all the time and effort that's been taken in or put into making all of that do what it should be doing. Wondrous. There we go. That's the Lizard UR2. Next, actually, we'll do this one again, seeing as we're over here. We've got the Pomot UPR 10 by JMZ. 19.4 megabytes download, 9 slots, 15 to 36 meter spread width. This will do lime or fertilizer, and you'll find it under the fertilizer spreaders just there. There's quite a few options on this one, and it will do this. It will do lime and fertilizer to the same width regardless. We've got Trelleborg, Michelin, BKT, Vredestein, Continental. Whoa, back to Trelleborg. I'm not going to go through all the options on all of them, but if we go back to Trelleborg, I'll show you on this one. We've got standard, wide, wide 2, narrows. Most of them have a narrow option. Some of them have multiple narrow options, as you can see there. And then back to standard. If I leave it on, well, narrow option. We've got ladder, yes or no. Puts that on there. We've got sieves, yes or no, for breaking up any clumps as you're loading fertilizer or lime in. Warning triangle, yes or no. Work lights, yes or no. They're quite bright. And then here, where it says attaching height, it says for small wheels or for big wheels. Now nothing appears to change. That being said, when I attached this then to the tractor, it went higher up on the hitch. So if you've gone for a larger wheel option like the narrows, it will do that. Cover, yes or no. I went without, but you can if you want to. Main colour does the chassis. Tank colour does the tank. Cover colour does the cover. Rim colour does that. And license plate option on there as well. So, as I said, you can see top left, we've got our work width. I've got lime in it, still saying 36 metres, so it'll do it the same regardless. Here's our rear work lights, nice and bright. But we do have in here, I don't know if you're able to see it, it depends what angle we're at. If I've got it open or not. It does say, where are we? Raise the slide gates. Oh, I couldn't quite see it. But it does. There's a slide gate inside that needs to be raised or lowered for you to operate the piece of equipment. If we go to L1 and then change work width, so R3, we've got 36, 30, 27, 24, 21, 18, 15, back to 36 for application. On we go, away we go, whoosh. Nice sound effects, nice animation. Well, this has some pretty cool indicators as well. Yeah, look. We've had bar ones, and that's, yeah, just like that. Very nice indeed. The Pomot UPR 10 by JMZ. Where are we next? I've gone out of sync where I was. Yes, next. We've got this. This is the Quivogne Maxiculteur. This is by AgriDesignModding. Nathaël and Nico do 55, I think. Yes, 5.9 megabytes download, 3 slots, 3 meters wide. There are 2 of these. One of them has the wheels at the front, one has the wheels at the back, because you can have it front mounted or rear mounted. The frame stays exactly the same, It's just the wheels that switch. So where you've got this here, you can't attach anything to it. That's for it to attach to. So that would go on the front with our coulters facing that direction, so you can front cultivate or rear cultivate. This you'll find in that section just there. So there we go. There's that one, and that's the front cultivator with the wheels at the front, so you attach it that side. That's the rear one with the with the wheels at the back, and you attach it that way around. No options on it. 100 horsepower required, and it should there we go. It's not a shallow cultivator, it's a cultivator, so it should bring up small stones. Nice animation on it. Whoa, zoomed in way too close then. You have all the dirt coming up. Very cool. There you go. That's the Quivogne Maxiculteur. Next we've got over here, these are also by, actually no, the next one is by AgriDesignModding, Nathaël, Nico, do 55, and then the third one is AgriDesignModding. It says Nathaël, it doesn't mention Nico, do 55, but it could be potentially. Now what's interesting about both of these, we've got the Euromark TX27HD and we've got the Euromark RD16HD. This one is 11.06 megabytes download, 6 slots. This one is 14.73 megabytes download and 10 slots. They're both in the same category because technically they do the same thing. That being said, this is a feed mixer for doing total mix ration. Now any total mix ration feed mixer, you can put straw in it on its own and use it for bedding. You can drive along the side usually if it allows you to. Some of them the triggers won't allow you to, and you need to use a bale shredder. Not all the time, but sometimes you do. So these are both under bale shredders, but that is actually a feed mixer. Does that make sense? Nicely made and detailed. This one says it will take 2 bales, and it will take 2 bales when you do it like this in this configuration. 1 bale in the chamber, 1 bale on the back. This bit here can raise and lower, so you can actually back up to bales and scoop them on, lift it up if you want to, then raise that and it holds it in place. Or you can close the whole thing up and just have 1 bale at a time. It's entirely up to you how you want to go about doing that. So if we come to our animals and we go to straw blowers, so like I say, that's where you'll find them both. 21 grand for this one, no options, it comes just like that. And this one here, 41,600. We've got Continental, Vredestein, BKT, Trelleborg, back to Continental. Under Continental, we've got those two. So like I say, it is a feed mixer, but it's under there. Whereas those are just straw blowers. So anyway, that being said, what should happen is, I have got an animal pan over there, but if we go start the engine, would be a great start, wouldn't it? L1, right stick up and down, we'll do that rear section, like that. Side to side, does our spout, so you can either have it pointing down, so it'll go down the chute and onto the floor, or raise that up and you can blow into the area. L1 and X, where it says fold straw blower, is what puts that bit down at the back. So for keeping it in place or for putting new ones on is entirely up to you. And then what should happen is, if we unload here, it does the straw blower thing. There you go. And I'll say this one is interesting because, unlike a lot of feed mixers I've come across, we do have the option on this one to open the back door. So you can put bales in the back that way if you wanted to. I suppose you could put anything in it if you wanted to, but it is a feed mixer. As you say, top left you've got the mixing ratio, and we've got the option on this as well. What was the L1? Right stick up down. Oh yes, I remember now. There you go. Right stick up down moves our monitor. So if we're in cab, we can adjust our monitor on the back there to an angle that we can see more easily. Or if you want to leave it back against the vehicle, so when you get out you can have a look at it, you absolutely can. We've got the option for tip side left, tip side right. Whichever way you do it, it will open that flap, a little conveyor will run, and then your stuff will come out. See the bed moving as well, so it'll take you whatever it is you've got in there, total mix ration, whether it's bales. So like I say, if you are just doing straw bales, you can. I can open that back door, put a bale in there and shred that and use it as a bale shredder as well as a feed mixer if I want to. There you go. That's both of those, the Euromark TX27HD and the Euromark RD16HD. Next we're going to move on to this. This is representative of 3. This is the Dumper NL. This is by CR82 Spaffo Tonio Farming. It is 46.01 megabytes download, 9 slots, 40,000 each. Just like there are 3 of these. For all intents and purposes, they are the same trailer. I know it's a weird way of saying it. You'll see what I mean. The options are almost identical. They're just a slightly different design. They're all the same slot count, they're all the same price, and the capacities are almost identical. They're just a slightly different design each one. That one's a squarer, boxier type design in its base configuration, with smaller decals on the side of it. That one's more of a skip type trailer, as you can see, with larger decals. But most of the options are almost identical. And this one seems a little bit bigger, but in all honesty, it's the same capacity. Again, the decals may be a little bit bigger on this one. So what I'll do, I'll show you the options on the first one, because it's got the most options for capacity. So we've got 16,000, 20,500, 26,500, 32,500 and 32,000. Now in that configuration, I checked to make sure, is this just a silage trailer in this configuration? In this configuration and that one, it will take everything still. So it will still take all crop types, even though it is in that configuration. Often trailers will just give you the silage option. Let's go to that one, for example. So we've got Trelleborg, Michelin, BKT, Vredestein, back again. On the tyres, we've got some standard 2, some wides. Again, have a look through, you'll find a tyre choice you'll probably like. Decal configuration, we've got standard, decals blue, decals yellow, back to standard. Then the bottom on the chassis, we've got decal black, decal white. We've got with or without toolbox. It starts with toolbox. We can take the toolbox off if you don't want it on the frame. Configuration of rear lights, we've got rear light 32, rear light 53 and rear light 31. I think I went 53 because it looks like it's got the indicators that go out at an angle. Does that make sense? Floor colour does the chassis underneath. Next colour, let's go red, does that. Tailgate colour, let's go that. And then we got the colour for the supports above, we'll go blue on that as well, does that. Rim colour, license plate option on there as well. So if we come over to here, you'll see our options for tyres, decals with toolbox, rear lights, colour configurations are all pretty much the same. And the decals, like I say, just a bit bigger on this one. And if we come up to here, we've got 16,000 litres, 25.5 and back again. So it doesn't have as many options as the previous one. And then this one here, again, options are pretty much the same. We've got 16,000, 22,500 and back again. This one had an option, where was it? Decal configuration here, door decals, configuration red or white. I couldn't find what changed. Well, that's the door, isn't it? I went to the side here. I couldn't see what was changing with that option. Other than that, all the other options are pretty much the same. So what I'll do is show you on here. I'm scorpion trailer. If you've gone for the silage options, L1 and right stick come down, sorry, side to side does that. So for getting stuff in, if you're doing a forage wagon, forage harvester will work a little bit easier. R1 and right stick up and down, adjust the angle of the trailer in notches. So you can click it up and down to get the level right depending on what tractor you're pulling it with. We've got the option for grain door or tip side back. Grain door does that. Tip side back, as you might expect, does that. And as you can see, it's in silage configuration. I've got potatoes in it. So there you go. That is the Dumper NL. Next we'll move on to this. Now, this is making a return, quite the return. I've had a lot of people message me since yesterday to say they're having problems. I haven't yet, but there could be a good reason why. I say good reason why. This is the Lizard Rumbler van pack by DD ModPassion. This is insane. 12.11 megabyte download, 6 slots each, and there are 12 different vehicles. I'm not showing you the options on all 12. I'll show you on one of them, but you can see well, I've got various different ones here. I've got a standard van here. We've got a slightly longer wheelbase one there, slightly longer wheelbase. We've got a slightly higher one. This might have been the top height. There are some strange options on these, which I'm not sure, unless I'm missing something glaringly obvious, I'm not sure why they're on there. And this is one this could have been a mod review in its own right. It's absolutely nuts. If we go to our cars and bikes, and you'll see they are all individual. Look, they're all here. So we start off with a short wheelbase, low roof. That's what the LR is. Short wheelbase, medium roof, short wheelbase, high roof. Then medium wheelbase, medium wheelbase, medium wheelbase in the low, medium, high roof. Then we move on to the long wheelbase, low roof, medium, high. Then the extra long wheelbase, low, medium and high. I have to say the extra long one just looks odd to me. It looks like it looks like a limousine, like the van's just been stretched. I don't know if I've ever encountered one that looks that big, the old Transits. But anyway, so there's a whole load of different variations. It looks probably worse like that. That just looks weird to me. Anyway, so there's a whole load of different options. Prices don't vary too much, in all honesty. So what we'll do is we'll go for, let's just go for the Rumbler short wheelbase medium roof. We've got the option for GPS on it. Not sure why, but there's a GPS unit on it. It's not like you can, even if you could pick up crops off the ground, you don't need GPS for that. I don't know. Anyway, so we've got diesel, gear shift mode automatic, electric charge, gear shift automatic, then we've got diesel manual. I went automatic. We've got wheel setup 1, 2, 3, 4, back to 1. Now you can, I love this, and this should be on every single vehicle everywhere. You can have driver side left or right, so you can pick and choose whether you're right hand drive or left hand drive vehicle. Like I say, if it can be done, why isn't it done on everything? Because that's brilliant. Window colour, standard or dark grey. Rear glass, yes or no. So you can have rear glass in it, or if you want it completely closed off like a a panel van, you can have it panel van, it's up to you. You've got klaxon, yes or no. If you want a klaxon on the roof, I went no. Name, 1, and then we go right through the alphabet because we've got Z on there as well. You've got discharge, manual or automatic. So when you come to unload this, if you come to a sell point or something, I think it will just automatically, everything will come out of it, or select to manual. I've selected manual because I don't want stuff to unload where I don't want it to by accident, you know. Sometimes that can happen. Then capacities, and this is where things go a bit mad. Now each of these is different. The smaller one, this one, is a 10,000 litre standard. Some are 12, some are 20, depends on the size of the van you've gone for. But they all then have the option for a 1 million litre or 10 million litre. Now the messages I had from people, and I've had a few, saying it's causing lag, game crashes, stuff like that. Now bearing in mind this will take pallets and loose goods, it won't do bales, but if you put 10 million litres worth of stuff in here, then try to unload it as pallets, you might kind of understand potentially why. And I'm not saying people have done that, I'm just extrapolating. All I got was messages, people saying it's causing lag, but I didn't get any more details than that. I don't know what they have done that might have caused that lag. I honestly don't know. That's my kind of thinking of potentially. So yeah, and if you don't want to go for crazy capacities because you don't believe in that kind of thing, then that's fine. Just put it on none. Have it standard capacity. That's fine. I say none. Sorry, none. If you do tension straps, that's just a van. If you go back to capacity, standard, that gets to 10,000 litre. None is just, it doesn't have a capacity. You can put anything you like in it with forklifts and stuff like that. Fill volume. Now this is weird as well. So we've got fillable pallet. This is what it shows you. Fillable pallets, fillable tanks, bread, planks, silage additive, butter, and it runs through a ton of different stuff. Now don't worry, don't worry, I'll show you. It will take other things, it's just that's what it will show. Does that make sense? It will make sense when I show you in a minute. Folding mechanism, manual, automatic. If you go manual, it gives you options to the front doors, rear doors, sliding doors on the sides individually, and then you do them manually on your controller. If you do it automatic, you press a button and it will open all of them. Well, I say it will open the rear doors, side doors. Your front doors will stay closed. You can do those manually, but you do still have the option to do the manual even if you've got it set automatic. Again, that will make sense in a minute. Beacon light, flashing or rotating, or no. Tension belt. Now no extension, yes, no extension, yes, 2 extension, which puts roof rack bars on the top, 3 extension, 4 extension. So if you put roof rack bars on the top, it will put tension straps on those roof rack bars as well. So if you want to put stuff on the roof as well, you absolutely can. Then we can go back to no and no extension. It's entirely up to you where you go. Now this is what I don't understand. If you've got precision farming on, you've got the option to do your Serra Pro compacts on the roof, but that's for spraying and weeding, and I don't. There's no way of spraying with this. It's not a. I don't understand that. Main colour does that. Now this is the other thing that's a bit weird. Design colour. If I go, let's go green so it stands out. I've done 3 different vans now, and every time I've tried to change the design colour, nothing has changed. So I don't know whether it's going to get an update, whether it needs a tweak, or maybe there's an option I haven't picked that will change. Let's try with that. Doesn't change the colour of those. I'm not sure what it is. Anyway, I haven't had an option to come up for that. We've got rim colour and license plate option on there as well. So what I'm talking about, let's hop in here, start it up. Oh, I haven't got beacons on this one, but this I've got automatic doors. L1, open door with X, rear doors open, side doors open. Now I've got this one set to cake. Look, I've got cake in there. Happy days, I'm doing cake deliveries. If I jump in here, and you'll see top left, it says front doors, press triangle, back doors, press triangle, side doors. So I can still do them manually if I want to, as you can see there. But if I do L1 and X, I can close those. If I press triangle, go back to front doors. My front doors I will do manually regardless. See there, I've got windows going up and down as well. So you've got front door open and close, window up and down. So we go R1, it's the same thing. Windows open and close, and windows roll up and down. So, like I say, at the moment I've got this set on cake. If I unload here, and what's cool as well, camera as well, you've got this and that, so back doors. So you can see when you're ready to unload or whatever. I just like that, it's very cool. Anyway, let's go back to there. Unload here. There we go, unload. Boom. It puts the pallets outside the back door, so when you come into a sell point, now I say if you're an automatic, it will probably sell those automatically. Now here's the weird thing, I've got this set on cake, so prepare for this because this is odd. I say it's not odd necessarily. If you drive under a buy anything silo, I've got the Hey2 Studio buy anythings over there. It will give me the option. Actually, I'll do that. I'll show you that as well while we're here. These last 2 mods, you go through and look at the mods for the day and you think, oh, okay, it's not too bad. Then you realise just how much is actually in them. So come over to it, so top left, start filling, click on there. Now I can put anything in here, but the weird thing is it will show cake pallets because that's what I put. If I've gone on for fillable pallets, it will have an empty box. I've got one of those in there, and we can put all sorts of stuff in here. And if I've gone for 1,000,000 litres, and that's great, I can transfer crops around and that kind of thing. Can you unload from a harvester into it? I haven't tried that, but potentially you could. I don't see why not. So you could use it as a I mean, at the end of the day, you could use it as a silo. If you put it as a 10 million litre, I don't think it's not going to allow you to have different crop types in it. It'll be one type only. So look, I'll show you. If I go green beans, look. So I've put green beans in it, but it's still showing cake because in my options I chose cake to be what the visual is, and as you can see we've got a couple in there. So what we should get now as we go over the sell point should give me the option to sell, hopefully. There we go. Sell my green beans, which are showing as cakes. You see what I mean about the doors as well, so I don't necessarily have to show you on the other vans, but I've got 2 other ones. If we come back alongside those, I should be able to pick those back up. Refill rumbler van, there you go. So if I want to get those out of the way, I can pick those back up again. So as you can see, we do that. So this one is one of the this one's odd. So in the options it had one of the options for, where are we, yeah, you've got fillable pallet, fillable tanks. If you go back the other way, packs. I was like, what does packs mean? And when I put it on packs and I loaded in, and what I've got in here is Napa cabbage, and it's showing this. So that's packs. That's as if you're delivering furniture or packs of something, but that is actually Napa cabbage in it, which is odd. But anyway, so it will still let you load in whatever you want. It's just what the visual is. If I unload that now, what's come out is Napa cabbage, and don't worry about the fact that corner bit's missing. It's still got 1,000 litres in there. So once yeah, it's it's an odd one. It's an odd one. What did I put in this one? Don't put anything in this one, did I? Oh yeah, this was the one that's got the fillable pallet. I didn't have this on automatic, so what I've got to do is now I've got beacons on this as well. That's what I was going to show you. Beacons. So I want to go to side doors, R1. No, wrong door. L1. There we go. Well, I've got green beans in there. 91,000 litres in there so far. So I think I set this to 1,000,000. So I could put 1,000,000 litres of green beans in there. That's what it looks like with one of the refillable pallets. So again, like I say, and oh yeah, tension straps. I meant to say about the tension straps. So the tension straps are in here. There's some in the back as well. If I go like this and we do tension straps, there you go. So in the back of the van and on the roof. So if we went for the roof bars with extensions, I've got tension straps in there as well. So if you want to put logs on them, I don't know why you would want to do that, but I don't know. It's but that being said, for an auto load vehicle that you can put your pallets and stuff on and drive around the map and do what you want with, very, very useful, very, very handy. It'll be a case of finding that configuration, that sweet spot that suits you. If you're only transporting furniture as a furniture van, or you're only doing cake, then set it on that. Refillable pallets is possibly the better way to go, because then you haven't got anything specific showing other than that. If you're doing things like, I don't know, like I say, you can pick any option you like on it. One thing it doesn't have is decal options. I thought that might be quite cool if it had decal options, so you could put on there, like, you know, cake delivery or whatever it might be. But anyway, that's it. That's what it does. If you're having any problems with it, it could be potentially you've just got way too much stuff in it. If you've loaded up 10,000 litres of, or 10,000, 1 million litres of Napa cabbage, and you're trying to unload that, you imagine trying to unload 1 million pallets. Well, it wouldn't be 1 million, would it? But a lot of pallets, maths. You're going to get lag. It's, you know, I don't know. I haven't tried filling these up completely yet to see if I've got any more lag, and I haven't got any other pallets and stuff out. But have a play around. I still don't understand why the GPS and why this Accessory Pro Compact and the wing mirrors. I say it's not like you can't fertilise with it. There's no attachment or option for spreading or anything like that. I don't know. Anyway, it is a curiosity. See, for example, that one there starts on 20,000 litres, but then we change our capacity, it will still go to 1 million, and it will still go to 10 million regardless. Regardless what you start off, those are the other options. So there we go. The Lizard Ford Transit Rumbler van pack by DD ModPassion. Like I say, there is going to be more to it. There's going to be more testing that probably needs to be done to see about some things. I haven't tried, like, we've got loose potatoes on the ground there. I haven't tried driving next to, I'm going to do that. Just give me a second. I'm going to unload this, then drive alongside and see if it gives me option to refill from the ground. That would be quite a thing if you can do that. Okay, I've got both side doors open. I've come next to the pile on the ground. It's not giving me the option to refill. Again, that's not saying it won't do that for all crops, but I would think if it's going to work for one, it's going to work for all of them. Anyway, so there you go. That's all of that. I spent way too long on that, but that's fine. The Lizard Rumbler van, which brings you onto this United Colours of Benetton. This is the Zetor UR2 4-pack by Cashdown18, 123.4 megabytes download, 31 slots each. There are 8 in this pack, and I'm going to show you one of them. I will show you one and all the options to give you an idea of some of the options that are available on these. It's a cracking mod. Tons and tons of detail. Looks incredible. Now, Cashdown18, because I suddenly thought again, we've had this already, haven't we? We had from Cashdown18 the Zetor UR2 6-pack. We had, this is the 4-pack. And like I say, it's not, there's 4 tractors in this pack. There are 8. But you'll see. If we come to small, actually I better check mediums to make sure I haven't missed anything. No, okay, let's go to our small tractors again. Apologies for the noise in the background. So every time I start talking it starts up. So we've got here the 8.0 series, then we've got the 1.0 series, then we've got the 8.1, and we've got the 10.1 is how I'm going to describe them. So we've got a 2-wheel drive and a 4-wheel drive, 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, 2-wheel drive, 4, and as we go through. So these are in essence the same type of vehicle, just different horsepowers, and these are again another set but different horsepowers, but the same horsepower. It'll make sense in a moment. So these are 80 horsepower, these are 96 horsepower, these two are 80 horsepower, these two are 96 horsepower. Difference is when we go in to look at them is you've got different speed availabilities, 17 miles an hour and 23 miles an hour, I think, are the options. So let's say there's a 2-wheel, there's a 4-wheel, and in each set of these. So I'll show you on one of them. We'll go through, for example, well, and the prices aren't too expensive to start off with, but they look absolutely brilliant. So we'll look at this one to start off with. I might show one of the other ones as well. So like I say, 96 horsepower, then we go for the fast transmission, which takes us from 17 miles an hour to 23 miles an hour, but it's 96 horsepower regardless. We then got the option for Mitre, Lizard, Continental, Mitre. Oh, it's just those. I could have sworn. Did I not have more options on this one? Mitre, Lizard, Continental. Oh, I didn't. Why did I think there were more tyre options? Doesn't matter. Let's double check this one. Mitre, Lizard, Continental, back to Mitre. Okay, fair enough. That's all right. I think I went for Lizard on the one I was looking at. But anyway, let's go back to where we were. So we had it on the fast. Let's go for Lizards, for example. So we've got standard, wheel weight, wide and weight, back to standard. We'll try the Continental, standard, wheel weight, wide with weights, back to standard. Wheel weights wide, yeah. Then we've got front weight, 180, 290, 555, back to no. Actually, it's interesting how that's different on the two-wheel drive. Decals, type 1, 2, no, back. And these options vary. I'm realising that now. Fenders front, type 1, type 2, type 3, no. Mud flaps, short, long. Now on the option I went for on the tractor I've got out, it didn't give me the long option. I think because the tyres I went for, and no, it's gone through these actually. You can see the clipping of the tyre through the big mud flap. I thought it's because I'd gone for a larger tyre, but I couldn't get the long mud flaps on it. We've got cabin type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and back again. Front lights, and we run through some different options of these. Back to 1 again. Back hydraulics, type 1 and 2. Grill, yes or no. I went no on the one I've got so I could see inside there, which I thought was quite cool. Attachers, was this in the back as well? Type 1, 2, then 3. Gave us the front 3-point, didn't it? Oh no, maybe that was just the one I was on. Let's go back to there. Type 1, type 2. Yeah, these different. Steering wheels, we got that steering wheel with a steering knob. That steering wheel brings the seat in a little bit with a steering knob. That one with a steering knob, and back to 1 again. Hood, straight, cut off. Again, that's going to depend on what you go for. Engine colour, hood colour. This is where I did the mix and match. So you can really play around with whatever you want, really. Back guard colour. Let's go red. Front guard colour, if you've gone for front mud guards. Hub colours, we can change those. Let's go green, for example. Wheel weights, if you've gone for wheel weights. Front weights colour, if you've gone for front weights. Grill colour, if you've got the grill. I haven't. Roof colour, we can change that. Let's go red on that, so that stands out a bit. Cabin colour, we can change that. If you want to go for more of a metallic look, you can go for that. Cockpit colour, that changes the dashboard. Let's go yellow. There you go, inside there. Rim colour, well, you know what a rim colour is. There you go, we can change our rim colour. License plate option as well. Now, what I will show you, because did I go for that one? Because this had some other options, I'm sure it did. No, it wasn't. I wasn't on these. The one I've gone for is one of these ones, isn't it? Let me show you one of these then. So let's go for, it doesn't really matter, that one here. This was it. So this one had the option for attaches front and back. Type 1, type 2, then type 3, put a 3-point on the front. Type 4, kept the 3-point on the front and put a different attach on the back, like that. So that was a different option on this. Lizard tyres, lizard. There we go. So this one, I knew it had different options. Lizard, Vredestein, Continental, Mitre, back again. So this has got Vredestein, which the other one didn't have, and then wheel setup. I think we have some different wheel setups on this. There you go. Look, wide with weights, wides, which the other ones kind of did. But obviously this is 4-wheel drive as well, so the front tyres are changing as well. Decals was slightly different. Type 1, Type 2, Type 3 did that. ZTS. No, which other one didn't have the ZTS option. Fenders, we had that. Plastic extended, wide. So depending on what tyre choice you've gone for. Then we had fenders front, Type 1, Type 2, Type 3 with a cutout. Plastic, back again. So there are some different ones. Let's see if it does it this. We've got mud flaps on the back, short, long. Oh, it's done it on that one. Okay. Cabin, front lights, hydraulics, all those things are all the same as they were on the previous one. So yeah, there's a plethora of things you can fiddle around with, but the end result is still just like they are very, very nicely made. A lot of detail on there. Oh, anyway, let's start up. Lights, depending on what light option you've gone for. Beacons, if you went for a roof option with a beacon on it. L1, R1, right stick up and down. What did that do? I'm trying to remember. Oh, that did the rear hitch. So we're raising our rear hitch. L1, R1, left stick side to side. Sorry, left stick side to side does the sunroof, or say sunroof. Ventilation. Right stick side to side does that door. Right stick up and down does that door. Now I want to see if the seats. Look at the. I was looking at the 3-point on the back. The lower control arms. Look at them moving as you turn. What a cracking detail! Like that. Can we see out the back behind the seat? We can, so you can see down to the hitch. I like that as an option on vehicles. Sometimes you have that, but then the seat's in the way. But that's pretty cool. Interior, crisp, clean, neat, tidy. I say, it's. Yeah. You'll find one in it. If Zetors are your thing, Zetors, depends how you say it as well. There might be a particular model you've been looking for with a particular configuration. It might be your farm ran one, your family had one, whatever it might be. But with 8 different vehicles, there are a load of different configurations. But the horsepowers will still remain at 80 or 96 in each of them. The 2-wheel drive, the 4-wheel drives, and then all the options that come with those. That is the Zetor UR2 4-pack by Caston 18, and that's it for the mods for Tuesday 26th of August. Apologies for the delay. The delays have been getting worse recently because every time I tried to upload to YouTube, it's taking a very, very long time for the videos, once they get to YouTube, to be processed and ready to upload. I've had videos that have taken 2-3 hours, and I'm sitting waiting to put them live, and they're just not, so apologies if it's taken a while for them to get up, but there we go. That's the mod review. I hope you found all this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then of course, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do, as always, thanks for watching.